I'm pretty sure you have no idea that Tulsi Gabbard single-handedly foiled Kamala Harris's attempt to become president. Let's find out more about that.
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice system that is disproportionately negatively impacting Black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. That would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
California Senator Kamala Harris, who was invited by Joe Biden to be his vice presidential running mate, initially intended to run for the Democratic presidential nomination herself. She was let down by two things: her own past and her controversial political views. She is sycophantic and stupid. All she knows how to do is read from a text and help her elderly friend, Joe.
As the elected Attorney General of California, I did the work of significantly reforming the criminal justice system of a state of 40 million people, which became a national model for the work that needs to be done. And I am proud of that work. And I am proud of making a decision to not just give fancy speeches or be in a legislative body and give speeches on the floor, but actually doing the work of being in the position to use the power that I had to reform a system that is badly in need of reform. That is why we created initiatives that were about reentering former offenders and getting them counseling.
It's estimated that during Harris's tenure as San Francisco prosecutor, the conviction rate rose from 52% to 67%, the most notable spike in a decade. She was adamantly opposed to school truancy, which sent many parents to jail. And she didn't want to let convicted non-violent offenders out of prison because prisons would lose workers. She also tried to hush up a technician's theft of cocaine from a crime lab, which sent thousands of drug cases to the trash.
The bottom line is, Senator Harris, when you are in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not. And worse yet, in the case of those who were on death row, innocent people, you actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. There is no excuse for that. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
She should be on her knees apologizing for what she's done. I don't see any other way. Of course, she should personally pay them money for moral damages.
Our Democratic Party, unfortunately, is not the party that is of, by, and for the people. It is a party that has been and continues to be influenced by the foreign policy establishment in Washington, represented by Hillary Clinton and others' foreign policy, by the military-industrial complex and other greedy corporate interests.
Senator Harris, any response?
Oh, sure. I think that it's unfortunate that we have someone on the stage who is attempting to be the Democratic nominee for President of the United States, who during the Obama administration spent 4 years full-time on Fox News criticizing President Obama.
That's
who
ridiculous,
has spent full-time criticizing people on this stage as affiliated with the Democratic Party. When Donald Trump was elected, not even sworn in, buddied up to Steve Bannon to get a meeting with Donald Trump in the Trump Tower.
So why are you, the fairest and most just and upright woman, covering for your corrupt president? Why don't you say that he is sick and can't run the country? Considering that Biden is likely to be a one-term president because of his age, his deputy, and her views on the challenges facing the country are especially important. So why would you set yourself up like that? She clearly needs to go silent and bark out all her sins. What do you have to say about this? Write your opinion in the comments and don't forget to watch other shocking news on the channel.